Welcome to She is Resilient, a podcast for women on their healing journeys who are ready to start living their most authentic and empowered lives outside of survival mode. I'm your host, Tatiana, trauma and somatic therapist, as well as a holistic coach, and I'm on a mission to help more women heal their nervous systems. Each week, me and my guests are going to get real and vulnerable about the experiences that led us to becoming the empowered and resilient women we are today. You'll leave this podcast with the skills, knowledge, and inspiration to start creating the life you deserve. Because if another woman can do it, so can you. Hello, and welcome to another episode of She is Resilient. Today we're going to talk all about anxiety and how to work through your symptoms of anxiety. So before we dive into tips and tools on how to support your nervous system when you're feeling anxious, I want to give you a little training on why you're experiencing anxiety and how anxiety may be showing up for you. So you might want to get out a pen and paper to write this down, or you may just want to come back to this episode because I'm going to be sharing lots of helpful knowledge that will support you in your healing journey. So why are you experiencing anxiety? In order to understand this, we need to understand the nervous system. Your nervous system is responsible for all of your internal organs, such as your brain, kidneys, heart, liver, lungs, bladder, and stomach. Your nervous system's number one job is to keep you alive. So anytime your nervous system perceives a threat, it will automatically go into a state of sympathetic activation, or what we call fight or flight. And this piece is really important because oftentimes we might say to ourselves, I don't understand why I'm still feeling anxious. There's nothing going on. And this is something that I would say to myself all of the time. But here's the thing. Your nervous system doesn't use logic. Your nervous system is always trying to detect danger. Why? Because that's its number one job, to keep you alive. So your nervous system is detecting something way before your logical brain can even make sense of it. So anxiety is a result of being in a state of flight. So when you're in a state of flight, you may be experiencing over-worrying, racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, a sense of urgency, hypervigilance, difficulty slowing down, heart palpitations or racing heartbeat, an impulse to run, an urge to avoid, difficulty sleeping, or thinking about worst case scenarios. And if these symptoms aren't addressed, they can begin to manifest physically. So you may experience tension in the jaw, neck, shoulders, or legs. You may experience irritable bowel syndrome, digestive issues, stomach pains, cold hands and feet, shaking in the lips, hands, or feet, dry mouth, shooting pains in the arms or legs, and of course, some other symptoms. This by no means is a complete list, but just some examples of what you could possibly be experiencing. So now that you understand a little bit more about why you're experiencing anxiety and how it may be showing up for you, let's talk about how you can begin to address this. The key to addressing anxiety is creating safety and resiliency in your nervous system, right? Because like I mentioned, your nervous system is perceiving a threat, and so it believes that it needs to be in the state of activation in order to protect you. So whenever you experience anxiety, your nervous system thinks that you're in danger. So we have to show the nervous system that you're safe. And the key word here is show, not tell. So when you say to yourself, it's fine, I'm safe, nothing's happening, that's an example of you telling your nervous system versus showing your nervous system that you're safe. And so we show the nervous system that you're safe through its primary language, which is physical sensations. That is the nervous system's love language. So the more that you connect with physical sensations in your body, the more you separate the past danger, which is what the nervous system is perceiving, to the present safety. So here are 3 ways that you can connect to physical sensations in your body to create safety and resiliency in your nervous system. Number 1, notice what's already feeling pleasant in your body. What's feeling safe, grounded, less anxious, comfortable, or maybe just okay? Can you bring awareness to this part of your body and just give it some time and space? Hang out here with the part of your body that's feeling okay and notice what starts to shift as you give it time. The slower you go, the better. Number 2, orienting. Orienting is simply looking around your space very slowly and helping your nervous system see through the eyes that you're safe. Remember, the nervous system doesn't use logic. So telling it that you're safe isn't going to do much. You have to show it. So take your time to look around your space. Allow your head and your neck to follow your gaze. Go slowly and notice how your body responds to that. Give this lots of time and space. And number 3, the VOO sound. If you've been a part of my world, you know the VOO sound is one of my favorite ways to support the nervous system. The VOO sound activates the vagus nerve, which is the primary nerve of the parasympathetic nervous system. And anytime we activate the vagus nerve, we will start to feel more present, grounded, and calm. So if you've never done the VOO sound before, let's do it now together. What we're going to do is inhale and exhale through the nose, then inhale again, and on the second exhale, we're going to let out a big VOO all the way until your breath is out. And we'll pause and notice the body. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, exhale, inhale, and just pause and notice your body. Noticing the physical sensations in your body. Noticing how your body responded to that. I like to practice the VOO sound in my car while I'm driving because I'm alone and nobody can hear me. So if you're worried about people hearing you, I invite you to practice it while you're driving. So I'll invite you to practice these tools as many times as you need to create safety in your nervous system. One thing that I do want to mention is that the goal of somatic practices isn't to get rid of your uncomfortable emotions and sensations. The goal is to build the capacity to be with all of your emotions and sensations. So one of the questions that I got around navigating anxiety was, what happens when you think that you've overcome anxiety and suddenly it returns? And here's my response to that. We are never going to not experience anxiety. Why? Because we're human and we need all of our emotions. Each feeling and emotion is communicating something to us. And as you know, anxiety is a sign that your nervous system doesn't feel safe. So instead of trying to get rid of your anxiety, I invite you to begin to acknowledge your anxiety and say something like, here's my anxiety again. My nervous system's feeling unsafe. How can I support my nervous system to help it feel more safe? the more you connect with your bodily experience, the more you grow your capacity to be with your anxiety without getting hijacked by it. So the goal isn't to get rid of the anxiety, but to be able to be with the anxiety, to have more tolerance for the anxiety, to have more capacity to be with your anxiety so that you're not overwhelmed by it. So I hope you found this helpful. If you want more somatic tools, I invite you to check out my self-guided mini courses where I teach you more somatic tools to support your nervous system. They're super affordable, and I have no doubt that you'll find them helpful. You can find those on my website, which is listed in the show notes. Alrighty, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you absolutely loved this episode, I would so appreciate it if you subscribed and left a review on Apple Podcast, or take a screenshot and share this episode on social media. Don't forget to tag me at tatiana.holistic.coach. The more nervous systems we reach, the more generational cycles we break, and the more we contribute to a kinder and safer world. And if you're looking for somatic healing services, send me a DM and I'd love to chat on how I can support you. I'll see you in the next episode.